I think the third problem would be when we talk about the GCC. We look at even like when we looked at it from a higher POV, it looks like one block, and it is one block. But every country, sort of every market, has its own nuances, and those nuances are pretty significant when you really go into it. And so I think if someone is starting from the UAE and they want to expand to Saudi, which is something that a lot of businesses are now looking at, and it's really good. But when they start doing it, they understand that it's not so.
It is not the same.
It's not the same,
and it's difficult.
And we were talking about like these integrations within systems, but these integrations within this whole block are, I think, even one step back right now. And a lot of work is happening on it, and I think it'll become better. But I think expanding is really important in this region because these countries they're good markets in the sense that the customers, the businesses, they have the power to pay, but the volume is still not high. So that's why you have to look at other markets as your business grows. And I think those integration or this block, growing within this block, can be improved.
Yeah, I completely agree. Last two questions, Omar. The first is, what has been, in terms of your entrepreneurial journey, what has been the one biggest challenge that you think you've faced and you might still be facing?
So when we started, I already understood that the people side of things will be the most challenging because that's the most variable. Every person is different. Every person has their own lives, their own problems, their own successes, and ups and downs, their own values. And so when we launched Metric, it's still a very value-driven sort of company, and we try to work with people with similar values. But people are people and very variable. And I think most of the challenges I've had was around people management, making sure the culture is built the right way and is sustained in the right way.
Yeah.
And that takes it's an everyday thing, every minute sort of thing, and it can really spiral if you take your eyes off of it. And I think
that's not a ball you can drop.
That's not a ball you can drop.
No.
What about you?
I think I agree. I think the most challenging bit is definitely the people part of things because, a good friend of ours, John from Okta, I was joking around with him on the way here. Actually, he wrote a LinkedIn post about what a founder's day looks like, where, you have a piece of good news and a piece of bad news and some good news again, and some bad news and more bad news and more bad news and some good news again. And this is all in the span of a day. And most of the things that are most of the burning fire issues that are happening end up being around people because they are individuals with their own lives, with things that are going on, with their own agendas, with their own dreams and missions and visions. And so, realizing that culture is a living, breathing organism. It is not static. You can't just build culture once and then leave it. Your culture is going to, go dip down a little bit, then it'll come back up again, then it'll be somewhere in the middle, kind of like May, and then be great again because somebody great joined, then completely spiral out of control because somebody not so great joined, or something happened in somebody's life. So that's definitely also mine. It's been amongst my biggest challenge has been the people side of things. Last, what was your biggest high during this entrepreneurial journey?
I think my biggest high was definitely when we launched. I don't know. I can't, there's so many highs and lows, and it's just not about the frequency. It's also the highs are super high and the lows are super low. But I think when we launched, we really believed in this product. So it's not like we didn't expect it to resonate with business owners.
It was a mission. It was a cause.
It was a mission. But when we actually launched the app, the first V1 of Metric on Android only, the response was just so insane that we couldn't believe it. Our teams would go back, check the numbers again. We would tell them, no, check the numbers again. This cannot be true. And within the first 30 days, we didn't even market it, and we were being used in 30 countries. We're like, how did we even get there? We weren't even targeting more than one country at the time.
Yeah.
And within 7 months, it was 120, 150 countries and 190 eventually. So I think that launch was just because it was so unknown. When you have all this plan, all this strategy, these projections, these forecasts, but you really don't know what's going to happen when you're going to press the button. And I remember, I think you were the one who pressed the button. There was
Yeah.
like the countdown and
Thankfully, there was a button because I was like, how does this, will there be a button that I push?
stuff. Yeah. So you don't actually know what's going to happen. Will you wake up tomorrow and it's a bust and one person has downloaded your app
You're
and,
like 130 bugs.
and left a 1-star review and then that's it? Or, is it going to be normal? But what happened was absolutely crazy. And I think just the disbelief
Yeah.
in the whole team, oh my God, what just happened?
Yeah.
Was something that, and there have been a lot of highs after that as well. But I think that's the moment when you realize that, you've actually built something that people are using.
You've given birth.
The real people using.
That's the closest you've come to giving actual birth, right?
The real people in somewhere or in this country number 37 and this city that we've never even heard about and this person who we'll never meet, they're using Metric and they're happy with it. And that's so awesome.
Yeah.